All right, we're gonna be doing something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time now. This is Brandon from We Need Movies, the other half of We Need Movies, Jamie. He's not here right now, so if you turned in for the sex appeal of Jamie, sadly, he is not here. But if you stumbled upon this video because you're a Blu-ray collector, please subscribe to We Need Movies, check out our other content. And for those of you who, do subscribe to We Need Movies, let us know if you want us to do more videos like this, okay? This is just gonna be a complete Blu-ray collection of simply my collector's editions. So STEELBOOKS, Neopacks, DIGIBOOks, metal packs, box sets, all that stuff rolled up into one video. I apologize for the length. I'll try to make this quick. But yeah, so a bunch of stuff to talk about, and let's just dive right in, all right? Let's start off with the metal packs. I don't have many. But here we go. First up, we got Two Guns. I kind of like this. It's just the money on the back there. An okay action comedy, good cast. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Very cool. Let's see here. I love these ones from Target. This is The Italian Job. Not a great movie, but a movie that I didn't have. And these are all embossed, which is awesome. I don't know if that's picking it up, but the Target metal packs, these are cool. I like these a lot. Then we have The Oblivion, Tom Cruise, Morgan Freeman. Okay sci-fi movie, but it's got a really cool, it looks really good on a TV, you know what I mean? RoboCop, the remake, not a good movie at all. Actually, I picked this up before I saw it and was pretty disappointed. However, it's got a nice little case. I like the case. I really like this movie, Super 8, fantastic. And again, I love that embossed. That's so cool. I would get many more of these, but sadly I already have all of the movies that came out on them, pretty much, that I would get anyway. Then we got Zombieland. This one just came out from Best Buy. You can also get the Steelbook edition of this. You know, I'm not very snobby when it comes to this stuff. Like, I don't care if it's a Steelbook or a metal pack. As long as the artwork looks cool and it's in good condition, I'll get it. I don't care. I don't really have a preference for Digibook or Steelbook. It's really the artwork. Whatever looks nicest, I'm gonna pick up. Next up, I just have a few, they're called Neopacks, Neopacks. They use like magnets in the case or something. They're very kind of strange, and I only have 3 titles on them, and it's The Amazing Spider-Man 2, a terrible, terrible movie. But, it's almost one of those kind of fun bad movies, and yeah, I kind of like the case anyway. It's kind of stupid looking, but whatever. Let's see, I did like this. This is the Gravity. This also has the second disc in it, which has the entire movie silent, pretty much except for the dialogue and things that would naturally be there, I guess. I haven't watched it yet, so I'm anxious to see it, but I really like the case. They're kind of cool. I kind of like these cases. They're just a little strange. And then I picked up this. This is the Interstellar one. I actually like this artwork better than the Steelbook from Target. Target had a really nice Steelbook, but I like this. I like this artwork a lot. And so, I don't know, I opted for this one. I love Interstellar. Fantastic movie, fantastic score. Just one of those really movies that sweeps you away. Next up, these are kind of discontinued, or I don't think they make them anymore. I don't even know what they're really called, but Best Buy used to do this thing where when you pre-ordered a movie there, you would go and you would buy just this case. Came with nothing in there, just the case. It was like a metal case, and then you brought it in, or you brought your receipt in when the movie came out, and you just took your discs out of that case and put it in there. So I have a few. I have Marvel's The Avengers. They're kind of cool. I used to love when Best Buy did this, but yeah, this is I think the 3D edition, but very cool. And because they only did it with Disney titles, which was strange. So Brave. Probably my least favorite Pixar movie, up there with Cars and Cars 2, but I don't own any of the Cars movies because I just really dislike them. They're the only Pixar movies I don't own. But it's still an enjoyable Disney princess movie. And then we got Finding Nemo. I love this case. One of my favorite. I have this one on display. Some of the ones that I have on display I'll show later. They're my favorite artwork, and I love the way this looks. Just the shine and just fantastic. I love this movie. Just saw Finding Dory. That was great too. But yeah, great stuff. I really wish Best Buy would still do this. Then I have The Lion King. Very cool. I'm kind of disappointed it just has the same thing on the back, but whatever. And the last one is The Muppets. This is the one with Jason Segel. okay movie, not too bad. All right, and let's go into the STEELBOOKS. We'll go into the regular STEELBOOKS now. We'll get all the metal casing packaging out of the way, I guess. First off, though, I do want to show this box set because it is metal, my only metal box set. The Friday the 13th set. A lot of people have this. A lot of people have shown it off. I love this damn set. This is fantastic. Comes with such cool stuff in here, including a digibook, pretty much with all of the films. It's just, I mean, if you're a fan of these movies and you don't have this set, you've got to get up on this. It's got great bonus features. Every single disc is, I mean, the only thing that I wish each one came on its own disc. There are a few that come on like 2 movies on 1 disc. I've always just been one of those people who like 1 movie per disc. I don't know. But then an awesome cool booklet and all kinds of cool stuff. The 3D glasses for the Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D. Very cool though, very cool. All right, let's get into the STEELBOOKS. Ironically enough, the most recent 2 STEELBOOKS alphabetically are the first 2 here. So they're kind of in alphabetical order for the most part, except for some of the ones that are on display I will show at the end of this little STEELBOOK collection. But first up, 10 Cloverfield Lane. I love the way this STEELBOOK looks. Very Hitchcock looking. I love this movie. I mean, I know a lot of people disliked it, but even the ending, while it was shoehorned, I loved it. I loved the movie. 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. I have not watched this yet, but I've heard pretty positive things. It got decent reviews, and you know, I wasn't actually planning on picking up the movie. Then I heard it was getting a STEELBOOK, saw what the artwork looked like, and was like, you know what? I'll pick it up. I will watch this though pretty soon. Next up, I have 22 Jump Street. Pretty funny movie. I really like this as a sequel. I think this is the Target exclusive. Then I have American Sniper. I can't believe this was the #1 box office movie of 2014. Crazy, crazy. But very good movie, Clint Eastwood. The Amazing Spider-Man. I wasn't a fan of these movies, but I picked them up anyway because at the time I was just buying everything. Now I'm more reserved in what I buy, but for the most part, I still buy far too much. Then I got the Ant-Man STEELBOOK. I wish this had a cooler cover, honestly. Like, I don't know. It's okay. I like the fact that it's like a disc drive and a little bullet hole up here that's embossed, but kind of bland. I do like the iconic look of just this, the mustache from Anchorman. This is the 1 and 2. I had Anchorman, the first one, but when the second one was coming out, and it was coming out in the STEELBOOK with the first one, I got rid of my first one and just stuck with this little double pack. Very funny movies. The first one's obviously far better than the second one, but I actually find a lot of laughs in the second one. Then I have the Avengers Age of Ultron STEELBOOK. Very cool. Mine has the Ultron back cover. I think this is, you could get Ultron or one with Vision, I think, if I remember correctly. These are the Best Buy exclusives. But yeah. Now I have actually I have a lot of the Batman movies on STEELBOOK. I tried to get some series in the same format if I can, or on the same packaging. So this is the Tim Burton, Michael Keaton Batman. Very cool. I think these are the ones with no artwork inside. Yeah, Best Buy used to make STEELBOOKs with no artwork inside. Kind of pissed me off, but whatever. Still got nice artwork on the outside. Batman Returns. I don't believe there's one for Batman Forever or Batman and Robin. I would probably get them just because they're so bad they're fun movies, but I don't have them currently, not even on Amaray Blu-ray disc. So anyway, Batman Begins. And you'll see the other ones later. As I said, most of this is in alphabetical order. I just pulled them right off the shelf. Big Hero 6. Pretty enjoyable Disney animated movie. This is the Blues Brothers. This is the Real Comic Book Heroes collection. I'm not really a huge fan of these. There's no artwork on the inside. I don't know. They're just kind of okay. They picked movies that I really didn't think deserved comic book covers for the most part. But just to have the movies, I bought them a lot of them on Black Friday from Walmart for like $3, so they're all worth it for sure. The Book of Eli, pretty good movie. Kind of grew on me. I didn't like it the first time I saw it in theaters, and I picked it up on Blu-ray. I've seen it a few times since, and I liked it more. I love this movie. It's Buried. This is a Zavvi, I think, exclusive STEELBOOK. Very nice, though. Love that movie. Ryan Reynolds' best performance, one of his best performances anyway. Then we have Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Very good movie. I'm looking forward to the Captain America Civil War Blu-ray that at the time of this filming is not coming out, but it's got some great artwork. And then we got Captain Phillips. Very good performance from Tom Hanks. Oh no, why, Brandon, why? Then we got, I just picked this up this Christmas. This is Christmas Vacation. I want to get the Scrooged Steelbook as well, but this is a staple in my Christmas watching every single year. Every year I gotta watch Christmas Vacation at least once. Then we got Creed. Some movie that surprised me by far. Did not expect to like this as much as I did, but very good. Oh, and I said they'd be coming back up again, but here is The Dark Knight. This is the classic artwork that I've seen. I actually used to have the DVD steelbook of this, the exact same artwork and everything I bought back at FYE, I think, when it was an exclusive there. But yeah, Dark Knight, gotta have this, of course. And The Dark Knight Rises. So I have all three of the Christopher Nolan Batmans on Blu-ray, as well as the Tim Burton movies on steelbook on Blu-ray. So they all look quite nice next to each other. I love the artwork for Bane on the inside, but 3 discs. Very cool. I like The Dark Knight Rises. I know a lot of people find a lot of faults with it, but I still enjoy it quite a bit. Deadpool, great comic book movie. The only thing that pissed me off about the steelbook is that the spine is upside down. So if you want this to read correctly next to all your other Blu-rays, you have to flip it upside down, which is strange. We just talked about the Real Comic Book Heroes collection, but this is Death Race. Like a movie, like, does this need a comic book version? Was this based on a comic book? I could be stupid and maybe it is. I know it's based off of Death Race 2000, which I didn't think was based off a comic, but I could be wrong. But anyway, you know what, an enjoyable kind of guilty pleasure. Death Race is kind of fun. One of my favorite movies, probably ever, probably my top 25, 30 movies of all time, The Departed. I love this film. Just a fantastic thriller. Martin Scorsese at the height, he's doing fantastic. Won Best Picture. I love The Departed. But again, that's one of those steelbooks that has no artwork on the inside, again. Next up, we have Elysium. A lot of people hate this movie. I find it pretty enjoyable. I know it's really ham-fisted and heavy-handed, and Jodie Foster is doing weird things with her performance, but I think Matt Damon's really good, and I like some of the action scenes. Sharlto Copley's kind of cool. That scene after when he gets his face blown off and then like repairs, like, that's awesome. Anyway, Elysium. Then I have the E.T., the Extraterrestrial. I wish I would have got the digibook of this. Back in the day when I first started Blu-rays, I've probably amassed this collection over the last 7 years. I think I started in 2009. My first 2 Blu-rays were Hollow Man and Dogma, I remember. I bought those when I bought my Blu-ray player. But when I first started buying Blu-rays, I bought a lot of steelbooks. I didn't really buy too many digibooks, but for the most part now it's like whichever look is the best. And I think the E.T. digibook is better looking, but this is still a cool steelbook. I'm just glad to have the movie in. One of my favorites. Then we have Evil Dead. Very cool. Love this steelbook. Pretty good remake as horror remakes go anyway. Pretty violent, pretty bloody, and I'm looking forward to Fede Alvarez's new movie, Don't Breathe. Now we have the Fast and the Furious. This is the original. All of these have steelbook releases through Best Buy, but I don't like this franchise enough to own them all on Blu-ray steelbook. Like, it's just too expensive. I do have them all, but a lot of them are all Amaray cases that I got just pretty cheap. But I do have a few of them on Blu-ray. So I have the first one, I have the 6th one, which these movies, weirdly enough, kind of get better. I like the first one, and then 2 through like 4 were like, eh. And then 5, 6, and 7 were pretty entertaining anyway. Furious 7. So yeah, if you're interested and you like those movies a lot, Best Buy has an entire line of them, I'm sure you probably know. But anyway, The Gambler. This one was a movie that I was gonna pick up, but because there was a steelbook at Target, I was like, I might as well get the steelbook. It's an okay movie. Not a movie you need really on steelbook, but it's a nice looking steelbook, I guess. Gladiator. One of my favorites. I love Gladiator. I'm not a fan of the matte finish, but whatever. Again, no artwork on the inside. Then I have The Hangover Part 2. Not my favorite Hangover movie. Not really even that great of a comedy, but I picked it up at Big Lots because there's a ding in it, and it was like $2.50, so I was like, whatever, I'll pick it up. Then I got Hellboy 2, The Golden Army, again, the comic book Steelbook collection. Again, they were like $3 Black Friday, so I was like, what the hell? And I liked a lot of these movies on here, so. Then we got Dwayne Johnson as Hercules. Pretty kind of dumb movie. I saw it in theaters and I was like, I won't probably pick that up. And then every once in a while, there's movies that I see them in theaters and I'm like, I probably won't get that unless there's like a really nice Steelbook. And this was, I really like this looking Steelbook. But then there are movies that are like so bad that I'll see in theaters, like Fantastic Four, that even if they do get a Steelbook, which it did, I'm like, no, I just can't bring myself around to it. But Hercules was kind of dumb fun. Then I have the Hobbit movies. I wound up getting like 3, I got them as they came out, and I got a digibook of one, and then a different collector's edition thing of the other, and then I got the third one on Steelbook, so they don't look that great next to each other on the shelf, but this is The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. I really like this Steelbook, beautiful looking Steelbook. The movie's okay, the movie's good, but a little long, and I mean, they're all kind of unnecessary, but whatever. Hot Fuzz, I'm a huge Edgar Wright fan. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, fantastic chemistry, and this is a pretty fun one. Again, I wish it had a better Steelbook. I'm sure it probably does, but you know, I'm an economical shopper when it comes to my Blu-rays, so unless it's a movie that, you know, is one of my favorite movies of all time, I don't need to, you know, double, triple buy it. Like one copy's usually enough for me, unless the artwork is so good that I have to get it again. But again, that means I won't keep the other version. I don't need 5 editions of one thing, because like, I'm not gonna watch, like, to me, everybody has different tastes. Everybody, which is cool. Like, I love going over to somebody's house and just looking at their like collection of movies, because it tells you a lot about that person, just like their tastes, and it's interesting, it's funny. And so when people, I see different collectors online just kind of have different traits and different habits, and so some people buy a lot of editions of the same thing, and while I wouldn't do that, that's kind of cool, you know, if you want to do that, but I'm a very economical shopper, so when it comes to it, for the most part. That being said, this is all superfluous shit that I'd never need. Les Miserables, I still haven't actually watched this yet, but I've heard good things, I've heard bad things, but it was nominated for Best Picture, and I don't know, I might be in a musical mood someday, maybe. Then I have Lone Survivor. This is fantastic. Great sound design. One of those movies that you really pick up on how fantastic the sound design was. And it was nominated for an Oscar for the sound editing and design. So fantastic movie though. Great performances, brutal, brutal stuff. Then we got The Lost Boys. Very cool vampire flick from the 80s. Then we got Lucy. This was the Target exclusive. Kind of a trashy but fun action sci-fi movie. Men in Black 3, this one kind of hurts my eyes. It's just got MIB written everywhere all over it. But kind of cool, I guess. Movie's all right. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, this one just came out last year. I think that was the Best Buy exclusive. More Real Hero Comics Steelbooks, The Mummy. I'm a huge fan of The Mummy, just, you know, fun from the 90s, cheesy special effects, but, you know, Brendan Fraser for life. Noah, this was kind of a disappointment. I'm a huge Aronofsky fan, Darren Aronofsky, and it was just okay. It was fine. Some okay visual effects. Russell Crowe's good in it. Speaking of Aronofsky, another Aronofsky film, Requiem for a Dream. This is a Canadian Alliance Steelbook. You know, for the most part, foreign Steelbooks actually look better, in my opinion, than a lot of the American ones. But great movie, you know, just so depressing, though. Hard to watch at times, but fantastic. San Andreas, this was one of those movies that I wasn't going to pick up after I saw in theaters, but I was like, it was fun enough, it was dumb enough that if it got a really good Steelbook, I'd pick it up. And I really like this looking Steelbook. Looks pretty sweet. The movie's okay, just kind of, you know, big dumb fun. But, This is one of those movies that I did wind up double dipping because it's one of my favorite films of all time, and that's Saving Private Ryan. There's a metal pack of this, but this is the Steelbook. I think I got this at Walmart, maybe Best Buy? I can't remember. Oh, goodness. I hate when they double stack discs like that. But Saving Private Ryan, fantastic film. What can I say? One that almost everybody has. This is the Scarface Steelbook. This was everywhere. It's cool though, it's got some like cards and stuff that I still haven't opened yet or anything. And the original Scarface movie from like the 1940s or whatever that this is based on, so. More of the comic book steel thingies. Serenity, I haven't actually seen the Firefly show, and I know a lot of people will hate me for this, but I like this movie. It was good. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm just not a huge fan of that universe, sadly. Not to bash it. I completely understand why people love that stuff, but I wasn't a huge fan of like Buffy either. It's just a little too kitschy for my taste. But that being said, great visuals, and I do like the performances. The characters are very, very well drawn, very well acted as well. I also picked up Sin City: A Dame to Kill For. Not nearly as good as the first one, but it's entertaining enough. I think this one kind of got unfairly hated, but again, it's not very great, but it's got some cool scenes. We got Snatch, Guy Ritchie's film. I love this like pop art steelbook stuff that they put out at Best Buy. Very cool. We got Southpaw. Very good performance from Jake Gyllenhaal. I was a little disappointed in the movie, very cliched, but he's great in it. Another little slightly disappointing movie was Spectre. Does have a few great action sequences though, but and a fairly bland steelbook if you ask me. But then we got Star Trek Into Darkness. Pretty sweet steelbook. I think that was a Walmart exclusive. Then we got another steelbook that a lot of people have. This is Star Wars The Force Awakens. You'll see my other Star Wars set in my boxed sets coming up here, but very entertaining film. Straight Outta Compton. Nice steelbook. I love this steelbook. Very classy looking. Pretty good movie. F. Gary Gray, and a really good cast. Ted 2. Not as funny as the first one, but entertaining enough, I guess. We got Thor: The Dark World. Not a huge fan of this movie. Not a huge fan of the Thor movies in general. I think they're just a little too fantastical for my taste, but I like him when he's part of the larger Avengers universe. Recently picked this one up. This is the Top Gun 30th Anniversary Edition. Wow, crazy to think that's how long it's been. But Top Gun, look at that. Look at Tom Cruise's face. That's America right there. And then, I have a few bad movies on steelbook, and here's one of them, Transformers: Age of Extinction. I'm a completionist, and I had the other ones, and I figured I might as well fill out the collection. And this is like, if you have nothing about the movie, that's a kind of a cool cover anyway. But, it's all right. It's okay. I mean, it's not a good movie, but to have the steelbook is all right, I guess. A movie I still haven't actually watched yet, it's Unbroken. I've heard decent things about this. Fairly positive reviews. No, nothing on the back though. What's up with that? But yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this out at some point. Another another bad movie and another comic book steelbook collection. Van Helsing. Pretty bad. It's pretty bad, but it's entertainingly cheesy bad. It's by the guy who did The Mummy, so it's along those same lines. Hugh Jackman's terrible but fun. You know what I mean? It's just fun dumb. Then I get fun dumb. Dumb fun. God. V for Vendetta, great movie. Great movie. Then we got, I think this is a Zavvi exclusive, The Voices steelbook. I love this movie. If you haven't seen this and you're a fan of like movies like, I guess American Psycho, but also Van Wilder. American Psycho meets Van Wilder meets Dr. Dolittle. That's The Voices. It's very, very darkly funny, but a great performance, and if you've seen the movie, you understand why it's made to look like a fridge. And there we go, Anna Kendrick right inside. Then we've got War of the Worlds. Kind of it's okay. It's definitely one of Spielberg's lesser films, but that being said, it's got its moments of pretty cool sci-fi action. And then this was a movie that I double dipped on because it was only $5, this steelbook. I already had this on Blu-ray, but I picked up the Blu-ray steelbook, and that's Watchmen Director's Cut. I'm a big fan of Watchmen. I've actually never seen the director's cut, though. I've only seen the theatrical cut a couple times, so I'll have to watch the director's cut soon. And then we have The Wolf of Wall Street. A bland steelbook, but a fantastic movie, man. I love this movie. It's this incredible bad taste, and it's, profane and overly long, but it's classic Martin Scorsese, and a great performance from DiCaprio. In my opinion, a better performance than The Revenant, although I loved The Revenant, and I'm glad he's got his Oscar now, but Wolf of Wall Street, man, that's fantastic stuff. Over here now, I guess I'll show you some of the steelbooks that I have on display before we move on. These are some of my favorite artwork for the steelbooks I own. So the first one is Mad Max Fury Road. Like, I love that artwork, fantastic. This is the Best Buy exclusive. This went pretty quick, so if you didn't get a chance to get up on it, it's probably pretty expensive to find on like eBay or something like that, or it could be wrong, it could be like $5, but I love that artwork. Then we got T2, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Very cool artwork. Try not to get that shine on there, but pretty badass. An underrated movie in my opinion. It's got its flaws, that's for sure, but I like the butterfly effect. I know a lot of people don't, and it's bashed by critics a lot, but I like the butterfly effect, and I love this artwork. This is the Zavvi exclusive steelbook. Then we got Superbad, one of my favorite comedies of all time. Just so relatable and just crazily crude and funny. Great movie. And again, these are some of my favorite movies, which is why I put them in here. Predestination. This was a movie I rebought because I love the movie so much. If you're into time travel movies, sci-fi at all, like, you gotta give this a chance. It'll blow your damn mind. Very cool movie. Yeah, and if like the snake eating its own tail, if you've seen the movie like that, it's just so good. The movie's great, and I love that steelbook. Very classy. Shutter Island, huge fan of this movie. Again, if you can't tell, I'm a huge Scorsese fan. And this one's just a badass, big budget, like thriller along the line, or horror thriller along the lines of like The Shining. And while it's not as good as The Shining, it's got a great twist. And man, I love everything about that movie. One of my favorite war movies of the past, especially World War II movies, probably of the past 15 years, is Fury. I mean, this movie's fantastic. Great cast. David Ayers directing Suicide Squad did this, but I just love that artwork. Very cool cover. You know, this is ranked #1 on IMDb. It's considered the greatest film of all time by a lot of people, and in my opinion, it's definitely in my top, 20 or 30 films of all time, and that's The Shawshank Redemption. I love this movie, just endlessly rewatchable, and such a hopeful, stirring movie. Fantastic. I just picked this one up, and that's the It Follows steelbook. I love the look of that. So John Carpenter-y and 80s-esque, and it's a perfect cover for this. The tone the movie evokes. A great movie, and yeah, I just love that artwork, that steelbook. Very cheap, too. Then I picked up, this is the Mondo steelbook for Reservoir Dogs. Now, this has like the slip that comes off, and I love that artwork. It's just fantastic. Mondo does some fantastic stuff. Unfortunately, they're a little expensive and kind of hard to find at times unless you want to do it all online. I like to buy my steelbooks in person if I can, because, I just like to inspect them, see if they're in decent shape. But Reservoir Dogs, I'm a big Tarantino fan, so I'm happy to finally have that on steelbook. Another one of my favorites, Inception. I know a lot of people have this. This is the Best Buy, I think, exclusive. Maybe it's just Best Buy. That's where I bought it. But, one of my favorite films of all time, Christopher Nolan, masterpiece. I love Inception. Then I got The Matrix. Another one I bought at Best Buy with no interior artwork. But this was one I was going to get the Digibook, the white Digibook that I'm sure a lot of people have seen. Maybe a lot of people have. I like that artwork, but I love this artwork more. It's just very cool. And then last steelbook here is the Django Unchained one. Again, a lot of people have this one, the Target exclusive. So I actually have another version of Django that's a kind of a collector's edition that I'll show you coming up. But yeah, that's the steelbooks. Let's move on to some Digibooks, yeah? All right. 300 Digibook, fantastic stuff. Great artwork inside. I love Digibooks because they just have so much information about the movie too, and man, this is fantastic. It's also embossed. Really good stuff. This was a recent one, actually, Aladdin. Disney does this with Target a lot. They'll have some exclusive Digibook versions of their movies anyway. Big Lebowski. Then we got Blade Runner. I love the artwork on here. Yeah, just like I love the paperwork, like that's cool. Clockwork Orange. And Deliverance. Squeal Like a Pig. No thank you, sir. Despicable Me 2, not a fan of the movie that much. I like the first one, but the second one's okay. But, you know, I was planning on getting it, and if I see a Steelbook or a Digibook for the movie I'm planning on getting anyway, why not buy it on that? You know what I mean? Some people like choose to only buy the movies they love on those collectible packaging, but I figure if I'm gonna buy it anyway and it's the same price, I'll just get the collector's edition. The Exorcist, great Digibook. This is the Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I wish it had different artwork, almost like, you know, it didn't have this stuff on here, but still glad to have it. The Green Mile. Fantastic movie. This is what I was talking about earlier with The Hobbit, Unexpected Journey. This is a thick one, though. A lot of stuff in here. This is the Man of Steel one. So I don't know if I want to get the Digibook to collect because it's technically the Superman sequel. I don't know if I want to get it to fit my Batman movies because it's, I don't know, you know what I mean? But yeah, Zod, Superman, Zod, Superman, Zod, Superman. Secret Life of Walter Mitty. One of my favorite films, Seven. We got The Town, great movie. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, terrifying. And Unforgiven. Now I did forget one Digibook, but this will be a kind of a good segue into our box sets because it's of the same thing, kinda. This is the Halloween. What is this? The 35th anniversary edition Digibook. You know, it's just too thin. It's just too thin. But you know, one of my favorite films of all time, which is why I have the Halloween collector's box set that a lot of people have. But this is just, you know, Scream Factory goes above and beyond for all of their stuff. I have a lot of Scream Factory releases. But I didn't consider those, you know, special. I mean, even though they're collector's editions, they're not, you know, different packaging styles. So yeah, I love this set though. Great set. So let's just get into, yeah, the box sets, collector's sets. They're just kind of oddly shaped packaging for the most part. So I have the Apocalypse Now. This is the, you know, monster edition. That's got like 5 different cuts or whatever. Oh, no, only 3. Apocalypse Now, the Redux Full Disclosure Edition. But it's also got that documentary Hearts of Darkness, which I have not seen, but I've heard so much about, so I do want to check that out. The Avatar, this is the set that a lot of people have. I took my slip off because it was just destroyed, sadly. Then I have, this is my Django Unchained other edition. Again, these are just kind of oddly shaped packaging, but they're, you know, they're not your classic Amaray style case. Cannibal Holocaust, pretty gross little cover there, but yeah, kind of a cool set. Terrible movie, but also at the same time, like, oddly fascinating to watch. Like, if you're a gore hound, like, ugh. These aren't really collector's editions, but I love when David Fincher releases a lot of his movies, Gone Girl, they all come in these like cool little packaging from Sony. I like them a lot. Social Network did the same, although this one's got this weird like flap thing that I almost wish wasn't there, but again, I wasn't gonna show these because they're not technically collector's editions, they were just the editions that came out, but I like them, I like the casing. And then these damn movies, these were all exclusives from Target. It's the Hunger Games. So the Hunger Games started off with just like this type of set, and I know you people who, you know, collect Blu-rays already know where I'm going with this, but then they changed the size. They changed the size from this to the giant like DVD-sized cases, and then they're like these. Oh, not Taxi Driver. And then they're like these, and then like this thing's come out. And then there's like, they're kind of cool, but like, I just wish they were Blu-ray size. Why would you make them not Blu-ray size? Like, they got good artwork and enough discs, but it's like, eh. I still haven't actually seen part 2 yet of the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. I have not yet seen. So, again, I loved Catching Fire, but those are those 3. And then the weird first one that I wish they do them all the same. I wish I should have just got the Steelbooks, honestly, but whatever. The Hunger Games. And yeah, you saw that there's the Taxi Driver one. A lot of people have this one because it was released right at Walmart, I think, but just a great release. What do we got next? Then we got the Back to the Future set. This has come out a bunch of different times. It was just released, I think, for the 30th anniversary, but you know, I just have the 25th anniversary edition. I'm fine with that. It's good. Then we got the Chucky set. I'm a huge fan of like slasher, those movies back from, you know, 70s, 80s, 90s, that type era of the Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees type stuff. So Chucky, gotta have it. Then we got the Die Hard. This is a nice hard case. This says the first 4 films, all in these really cool, very cool. I like this packaging a lot. Yeah, the bullet hole through the back. Pretty sweet, and it doesn't include the terrible last film, so that's the best part. Goodfellas, I double dipped on this because it's one of my favorites. It's got the Amaray case in there, but this is also a hard shell case. Just great artwork for one of the best movies of all time. Lord of the Rings, you know, I like these movies, but I don't need the extended, you know, 3.5 hour, 4 hour cut. Like, I'm fine with just this. And if this come again with 2 sets of Amaray cases and hard shell, but I'm fine with just the theatrical editions with these movies. Jurassic Park, also another set that's been re-released, but I just got the one that originally came out. I'm a huge fan of, man, I love Jurassic Park. But even its sequels, you know, just to see dinosaurs, I'm cool with it. Like, they're dumb, but I'm cool with it. But this just has the first 3, and I have Jurassic World, but it's just in the Amaray case. Then we got Schindler's List, and another hard shell. Just a tremendous filmmaking. It comes in this very cool set within. So then I have the Shrek the Whole Story set. These all come in Amaray cases, but this used to talk. Yeah, it doesn't say anything now. I don't know, it got damaged, but this was only like 15 bucks at Best Buy or something like that, so. Then I have Society. This is Arrow release. This movie's crazy. I was just in the mood for a body horror movie, and I started looking some up as I was shopping, and found this movie, looked it up. It's by the guy who did Reanimator, which I'm a huge fan of, so. But yeah, you should check this out if you're into crazy, weird body horror movies. And then we got the Spider-Man trilogy. It's the Sam Raimi 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's kind of a cool little set, kind of flimsy packaging. And then we talked about this earlier, the Star Wars set coming back up. Here it is. Again, another hard set. This is one of my favorite sets of all time. Just great, great packaging. So much detail in like the artwork. Just great stuff. And a lot of, just so much bonus features. I'm a huge bonus feature guy, making of. We also have the X-Men Experience Collection. This is like the First Class, X-Men 1, 2, and 3. And then I also have, for collectible packaging anyway, the X-Men Blu-ray exclusive of, or Best Buy exclusive rather, of Days of Future Past. That's kind of cool. And then it's got like all these like weird file things in here and stuff. But yeah, guys, those are just the special edition type movies in my collection. I have a lot of other like box sets with just, you know, like Amaray cases that aren't collectibly looking. You know, they don't look any different than your normal Blu-ray sets or Blu-ray cases. But yeah, if you are new to the channel, We Need Movies, please subscribe, check out our other stuff. If you are a member of the We Need Movies YouTube channel, let us know if this is something you'd like to see us do more of. Maybe more Blu-ray sets, Blu-ray collection video updates, stuff like that, or maybe go more into depth with some of these stuff. I have probably close to 1,300 to 1,500 Blu-ray titles at this time. Yeah, it would take a long time to go through them all to ever do like an entire collection update, but let me know if that's something you'd ever want to see. Maybe we'd do it in parts, I don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching, and have a good day.